Hello, holy Equinox. Can we talk about yesterday, please? And also the energies that have been going on. I know a lot of you have been going through a pretty bad eclipse. So I want to talk about that as well as some updates, as well as just some things that have shifted because, wow, last night was amazing, was tremendous, and I can't wait to talk about it. So I have my tea. No, for real though. And I just feel so empowered. I feel so amazing, and I have a lot to share with you all. So first things first, I know that a lot of you have been dealing with the eclipse pretty badly. For some reason, it did not hit me at all. I didn't even realize it was the eclipse. I mean, I knew, but then I forgot. I didn't feel any effect. I know that it affected a lot of people who had Virgo, Gemini, Libra, and Pisces placements. But it also depends on how much healing you've done. It depends on how much purging you needed to do. And me, it was just like, da-da-da. I was like in La La Land. I don't know. There have been some shifts, and I know a lot of you may be a little disappointed. But I made a podcast episode last week on the differences between high-level soulmates versus twin flames, so similarities and differences, and why a lot of divine feminines are going for high-level soulmates and how many of us are meeting high-level soulmates. So I met a high-level soulmate, although I met him 2 years ago, but we recently came into each other's lives, and it was just like, no matter how much I pulled away from it and I tried to run away from it because I'm like, no, you're a distraction to my union, go away. God kept putting us in each other's lives, and I realized that it's not because it's meant for us to be together, although I don't know, I'm literally taking life day by day, but it's more so for us to learn from each other. He's a wonderful soul, we're helping each other, and that was the big shift in me during the eclipse. Now, yesterday during the equinox, took me completely by surprise, completely. And I feel that it was a big shift for the collective to really stand in their power and be the most authentic version of yourself. Now, I've talked about how the twin flame journey really pushes you to be authentic. This is like authenticity times 100, okay? It's wow. Okay, so I'm going to talk about what happened. Yesterday, I had, like I said, the eclipse week, I was fine. I didn't feel any effects. And then come equinox, my energies were very low. I was very emotional. Didn't know why. I didn't know what. I felt like I had to release something, but I didn't know what. So I was just meditating. I did somatic exercises. I cried a bit. And then I cleaned my house like crazy. I was just like prepping. You know how it is. We start nesting because we're like preparing for something. You know what I'm talking about? And then I had a massage booked at 5, and I've never cried during a massage. And I always get a Thai massage at least like twice a month. And the lady and it's my regular lady, she pushes on my back and I just start crying because I had to release stuff and I couldn't earlier. Not as much as I would have liked. She's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, just keep going. And then I had like a really weird night, and something told me to activate my Merkaba again at night. I do that from time to time, at least once a week. And then my girlfriend sent me some shamanic videos to listen to on YouTube, to some meditation. And all of a sudden, I started singing with the music, like my own songs, and I started doing light language, like light codes, and moving my hands, and that's never really happened to me. I've always felt I had it in me, but I never really tried it. And I was just releasing so much. I wasn't I was feeling emotions, but it was like, I don't know, I may include a clip in here. We'll see if I include a clip in it. Oh my God, my third eye. I was going with it, and I sent it to my girlfriend. I sent a video of me doing it, and she was like, oh my God, you're activating something in me. we're activating each other. This is crazy. You know, you have such a gift. Why, you like, kind of like, where, like, how come I haven't been doing this sooner, right? And I've always loved shamanic drumming. Always, always, always. Since I was a little girl, I've always been into drums and singing. And so it's no coincidence, especially people who use their voice, that they would be natural at shamanic singing and all that stuff, right? What was interesting though, and I had no intention of doing this, is after I started doing the shamanic healing and singing and channeling and whatnot, I suddenly had this urge to contact my twin flame and tell him everything, the entire freaking truth. It came out of nowhere. It wasn't planned. I hadn't been thinking about him. I was very detached. I had already let him go because I was starting, you know, something else. And something told me that I had to release this once and for all and tell him the entire truth. I think this was a big push from the Equinox. I think this was making us collectively tell our DMs, because the thing is, we think that we've told our DMs how we felt. If you really dig deep, if you really pay attention to your patterns, a lot of divine feminines, we feel things, but we're not really expressing them to them in a loving, vulnerable manner. Like, I've told my DM that I felt a deep connection with him. I told him 2 years ago, but I never went deep into how I truly, truly feel and how he awakened me spiritually, and how the dreams that I've had, the spiritual dreams and the past lives and all these, like, all this stuff. And something told me to, because he knows the content that I make, and so he asked, you know, a year ago why I started doing that, and I told him, oh, I got spiritually awakened, but I never told him it was because of him. So I finally told him the truth, and this is how I knew it was higher self, because I didn't think about doing this at all before. I hadn't, like I said, I hadn't really been thinking about him. In fact, I felt like I had already moved on and I had already made peace with it, but something told me I had to, like, release it. And I literally sent him a novel, but I don't care. And and I told him this too. And it was funny because my girlfriend was like, aren't you afraid that he's gonna freak out? I said, no, because this is who I am. You know, either take it or leave it, right? And this is why we have to stop hiding who we are. We need to stop dimming our light. We have to let our light shine. This is why we came onto this earth. We didn't come here to hide ourselves. We came to show our gifts with the world, share our gifts with the world. We came to bring light to others. And if we keep hiding our light and our gifts, our power, our magic, then we're not doing our service, right? We're not doing what we came here to do. So I'm no longer hiding myself. He was like the last person. Like, I feel like everyone else knew my story except for him, the one person that should know, right? Here I am sharing it with public, and I never told it to him. And I feel that so many divine feminines do this. We hide ourselves because we're so afraid that, oh my God, but what if he runs? What if he's scared? He already ran, right? Like, I have nothing to lose at this point. And so when we really stand in our power, that is beautiful. It's you can't lose anything. So I went with it. I let higher self take over. I didn't overthink it. I didn't second think it. I just typed it out, sent. I was gonna be like, oh, maybe I should wait till the morning. I'm glad I didn't, because the morning I was like, oh my God, what did I do? Did I really send that? And then I reread it and I'm like, no, it was beautiful. I don't care. And the thing is, we have to stop thinking that they're wounded and that they're gonna freak out. They are adults. They are grown-ass people. And so they will take it the way they're meant to, right? As long as you are speaking with your heart and you let your higher self take over. Obviously, do it if you feel called. This was totally unexpected. And that's usually how you know it's higher self taking over, because it's not in your mind. You're not planning it. You're not thinking about it. It just out of nowhere, right? And I had all this energy last night out of nowhere, and then bam, it came out. So anyway, this is my message for the day. Maybe it's an inspiration for you guys. I hope you all have a magical day, a magical week. I love you all. God bless.